I ain't folding under pressure, I ain't switching for no hoe. I ain't talking to no cop and I ain't telling on my bros. Ain't no killer, but don't push me, fingers itching on that pole.
What's good, YouTube? It's your Bucket Flex. I'm back here with another video, and today I had the Dolphins versus the Vikings preview. It reminds me closely to the Packers game, okay? In a situation where we're playing an NFC North team at their stadium, okay? An NFC North team that we technically have a better record than, but that are favorites, okay? And the Vikings are large favorites. You know, they're over like 7 to 8 point favorites right now over the Miami Dolphins. And you know, for a reason, you know, for good reason. You know, they are a good team. Not a lot of people still believe in the Miami Dolphins. Even after the Miami Miracle, a lot of people don't really believe in the Miami Dolphins. So Vikings are favorites. Now, real quick, shout out to all the people that like this video before they even heard the sentence. Let's get into it. Now, first of all, we're looking at the major injuries. Okay, I don't know what they got going on over there, but I know Miami Dolphins, Xavien Howard is injured. You know, he probably not going to play. He's doubtful, so you can't say, you know, he definitely not playing. I don't remember the last time I've seen a doubtful player play, though. Like, it's like very, very, very rare. So how I'm going to move on is just he's not playing, okay? That's how I'm going to look at it. Maybe he will, okay? There's a chance, all right? But it's probably not likely. So if Xavien Howard does not play, that is a big blow for us. But it's not the end all be all, but it's gonna get, you know, it's gonna be tough for us to stop their receivers, put it that way. It really just gonna depend on how good you think Kirk Cousins is for real. And Kirk Cousins, this is a guy who is coming out, he hasn't beaten a team with a winning record all season, okay? He has like 4 wins and like 20 something losses against teams with a winning record in his whole career. So I think this game is honestly, how you feel about this game is how you feel about Kirk Cousins. If you think Kirk Cousins is really, really good, like on an elite level, then you have to think the Vikings are going to win. But if you think that Kirk Cousins is not that good, then you probably think the Vikings are going to lose, because looking at that Patriots game last week and seeing the secondary and how open people were without Xavien Howard, if that repeats this week, the only thing that's going to stop the Vikings is Kirk Cousins not making the right throw. Period. Okay, Tom Brady was making all the right throws. If we see this week a continuation of last week with this secondary, the only thing that's going to stop the Vikings literally is going to be Kirk Cousins or the offensive play calling. That's about it. Because those receivers are going to cook us, because they're way better than what the Patriots had. That's if our defense is a continuation of last week with our secondary is terrible again, okay? Now, I said I expect Mika to play better. Okay, I do. I think he's going to play better this week. They said the Dolphins was off on like Monday, I want to say, and Mika still came to work. You know, Mika has this different mindset. He really want to be the best, okay? He really want to be the best, so he's built different, okay? He still came in on Monday even though it was off, or it was Tuesday maybe, and he wanted to get working, okay? And watch film and figure out how he could improve. So I really expect Mika to improve. Whoever he's guarding, whether it's Thielen or Stephon Diggs, I expect him to do well against him. Now, McTyer, on the other hand, he looked like he improving a little bit too, but it's like, can I really depend on both of them to improve? Like, can I depend on both of them to, you know, do their job and guard 2 of the best receivers in the league? I don't know. I don't really trust them in that regard. Not saying they have to for us to win the game. I'll get into our offense in a second, but, you know, can I really trust us to stop them? Because I feel like our run defense is going to be fine. Like I said, our run defense is improving. Okay, knock on wood. Our run defense is improving, and Minnesota Vikings are one of the worst rushing teams in the league. Okay, they're ranked like 30th. They're averaging like 85 rushing yards a game. They cannot run the ball. Now, they do have Dalvin Cook back. He's their best running back. A lot of he been hurt a lot of games this season. They was running with Latavius Murray for a while, and I remember it was like the first, like, I don't know, like 7 games or something of this season. My Vikings didn't score 1 rushing touchdown. I remember hearing it on, I was watching NFL Red Zone. It was like, oh my God, the Vikings have got their first rushing touchdown. I forgot what week it was, to be honest with you, but they're not a strong rushing team. Now, neither were the Lions whenever they came in and ran all down our throats. So that's something to consider. I'm just saying, that's something to take into consideration. They're not a strong rushing team, but anything can happen. Another thing to look at on that offense is they have a new offensive coordinator. Now, I don't know exactly, you know, what he's going to do. I heard people tell me, oh, he plans on running the ball a lot. I don't know, honestly. Like, I'm not in their Vikings locker room, so I have no clue what he really going to do, okay? I can just take people word for it. Say, oh, he gonna run the ball a lot, or he gonna pass the ball. I'm not even gonna pretend to act like I know what, you know what I'm saying? I would literally just be making shit up right now if I told y'all I knew what the offensive coordinator for the Vikings was like, the new one, okay? I would literally just be making shit like all the time in my head, like, oh yeah, he's gonna pass the ball a lot. Like, I would literally just make that up, because I have no clue. I don't even know who he is, okay? He got a long ass last name, that's all I know. But I mean, how much can he really change up the offense in 1 week? You know what I'm saying? Especially they play Monday. So if they play Monday, I assume they had Tuesday all practice. I assume. And you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like you got like 3-4 days to really. You can't make up a new offense in 3-4 days. You know what I'm saying? You can't just. You know what I'm saying? You can't just implement something and run it smoothly in 3 to 4 days. Whatever he did. So I'm assuming they're gonna be running much of the same offense. I assume. And if they're running something completely different, it's not gonna be ran out efficiently because they just learned it in 3-4 days. You know what I'm saying? So I assume majority of the stuff they're gonna run is gonna be the same, or they're just gonna run the ball a lot. Like it's so many things that could happen, but I don't think them getting a new offensive coordinator is an advantage for them. You know what I'm saying? It is gonna be an element of surprise, a certain element of surprise, but I don't think it's an advantage for them because it's like they didn't have that much time to really work with him. Overall, I would say this, man. If Kirk Cousins, you know, and I never really thought Kirk Cousins was that good. I never knew why, you know, I just assumed he was good because I didn't really watch that many Redskins games. When I watched him, he wasn't that good. And when the offseason came and everybody was like, the Redskins need to pay Kirk Cousins, and they didn't pay him, and he became the highest paid quarterback in the league, and everybody was like, oh my God, he deserves it. Well, some people was like, he deserves it, and he got $84 million guaranteed. I'm thinking, okay, I didn't think he was that good, but it might have been something that I missed. So I thought it was just my fault. So that's why I didn't talk about it, because I was like, you know, maybe it's something I missed, because I don't know everything. I can't pay attention to every team 100%. So I don't know everything of what was going on with Kirk Cousins, but he's never really looked that good. And then when I see the statistics that he's 4-20 something against teams with winning records, I see he has a bit of winning record team this season. It make me think like maybe I was right. Maybe he wasn't as good. But overall, if he's like destroying our secondary, it's gonna be hard to stop him. If he's making all the right passes, all the right reads, it's gonna be very hard to stop him. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I don't know if I trust our secondary to be able to lock up these receivers. So what I need is just Kirk Cousins to really just be missing his receivers. In all honesty, not missing as in overthrowing and underthrows. That would be nice too. But I'm talking about as in missing as like not catching them at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know Tom Brady last week, he was just catching every receiver at the right time in the right zone, perfect passes, lasers. That pass he threw to Cordell Patterson was insane that Tom Brady threw. Like those tight throws that really good quarterbacks make. I don't know if Kirk Cousins has that in him, okay? And I'm hoping he does it, because if he's making those throws that Tom Brady was making last week, it's gonna be hard to stop. But he's not Tom Brady. Now offensively, the Vikings have a good defense, okay? They have a pretty good defense, and you know it is going, you know, the offensive line is gonna have to block. Now I trust Laramie Tunsil out there. You know what I'm saying? I always had trust issues when it comes to this offensive line. You know what I'm saying? Last game against the Patriots, they got Tannehill killed like the whole first half. But you know, they blocked when it mattered, okay, you know, on the most important down, on what was it, Miami Miracle, they blocked. So, you know, that was important. But let's not forget, they was getting him killed out there at the beginning again. And you go up against the Vikings, who have Everson Griffin and Daniel Hunter, you know. Those are two very good defensive linemen. And then you got Anthony Barr, who, you know, I be watching I like Anthony Barr as a player, okay, and in Madden too, because he's a user guide in Madden, you know what I'm saying? But I be watching Anthony Barr in real life. He don't really look that good in coverage as he appears. If you look at him with his height and his size and his speed, it seems like he would be good in coverage. But when I watch the Vikings, he don't look that good in coverage. So maybe you can take advantage of that with Mike Gesicki, but you know, Mike Gesicki haven't looked good either. You know what I'm saying? They also have Xavier Rhodes, really good cornerback, but it ain't like we be just airing the ball out anyway to where, you know what I'm saying, ain't like we be just testing corners. They do got some hard hitters out there, and Harrison Smith, you know, their defense is really good. Now that I'm naming the players, they got a lot of talent on that defense. I really don't even know how they 6-6, to be honest with you, or 6-6-1, because I'm just thinking about all this talent they have offensively and defensively. You know, the only thing they really lack is a rushing game, you know, a running game. You know, I don't really know how they this bad, to be honest. Vikings fan can comment, let me know how they are 6-6. It might have just been the coaching, if anything. I mean, the offensive coordinator did get fired, so they might just say it's the coaching. But yeah, they got a lot of talent on defense. And you know, we're gonna see what Adam Gase schemes up. You know, at the end of the day, that's what it always has came down to. That's what it's come down to since the beginning of the season. Okay, we obviously don't have the most talent on offense, especially not in the receiving core. Okay, you know, and I like our receivers, but they're not the most talented. They're not the most household names. We don't have no Pro Bowl receivers out here. We do have a pretty solid running back duo, I like to say, between Frank Gore and Kenyon Drake, but you have to be able to establish the run, you know? In this league, it's a passing league, so a strong running game can only get you so far. At the end of the day, your quarterback is going to have to, your quarterback and your receivers are going to have to win games. You know what I'm saying? The Jags from last year, the Jags didn't have a quarterback. They had a strong running game, though. They didn't have a quarterback. They had a strong defense. They could only make it so far. You know what I'm saying? And Blake Bortles, he wasn't losing them games. Like this year, he started losing them games. Last year, he wasn't losing them games, but he wasn't a strong enough quarterback to make it to where you need to make it. But back on this Dolphins, like, it's on Gase to really scheme him up. You know what I'm saying? This is his offense. You know what I'm saying? He's the mastermind behind this. So he's just going to have to scheme him up pretty much. Because talent-wise, you look at their defensive talent versus our offensive talent, I don't think it's even close to who, you know what I'm saying, who wins that matchup, okay? Gase is just going to have to scheme something up. And then our defense versus their offense, I feel like if Xavier Howard was playing, it would be, a way different situation. But this team is fighters, all right. And matchups on paper, you might not know what's gonna happen, but the Dolphins team, they fight. So we gonna see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But they fight sometimes, all right. They didn't fight the first time against the Patriots, but they fought against the Patriots the second time, man. So we just gonna have to see what happens in the game. Kirk Cousins 4-23 against teams with winning records. Miami Dolphins a winning record despite having the 29th ranked offense and the 29th ranked defense, one of the worst in both categories. How? I don't know. It's a miracle. Like I said, we still haven't played our best football the entire season. We're still in positions to make the playoffs, and it's just like, all we have to do is just get it clicking eventually. Hopefully the Patriots game was a game we got it clicking, and we can continue off this, okay? Because in reality, with the numbers we've been putting up, we're not even supposed to be in this position. Well, I won't say we're not supposed to be in this position. We earned this, so don't get it twisted, okay? They earned this. Players earned this. But, so like before the season, if you would have told me Miami Dolphins would have had the 29th ranked offense and the 29th ranked defense, would you say, what would you say our record would be? That's basically what I'm saying. It's like, it's almost a miracle that we're 7-6 right now fighting for this playoff spot. We haven't played a whole complete game yet. And if we can do that and we can get on a roll at the right time, we gonna make the playoffs, all right? Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think the key to victory is. Final score prediction for me, I'm never going to say the Dolphins are going to lose. But I say 28-17. We need to stop Kirk Cousins. That's our best chance of winning, all right? In the comment section, like, comment, subscribe. Roll to 7K away. Your boy Flexing. I'm out.